What's going on, people? It's your man, the White B, back once again. So, we got a bit of a messy one for you, man, right now. Chris Eubank Senior has come out every now. Eubank Junior, and I can't lie to you, man. We're going to play the clip in a second, but I just think this, at one point in time, yeah, I'm not a virgin, where I'm going to sit saying, oh, let's not talk about family drama, but it's, bear in mind we're a week out now, and obviously Senior knows what the fight game's like. I don't think Eubank Junior is going to be that bothered, but I just don't think Junior's going to do what he's going to do, and as a parent, not that I'm a parent, but still, as a parent, whether they're making, I guess there's two arguments. If your child's making a bad decision, should you ride it with them? It depends on circumstance. If your son wants to go around the place smoking crack, probably not, right? But if he's a trained boxer, if Eubank Jr. has never boxed before and he's getting in there with Muhammad Imad Golovkin Beterbiev, I'd understand Eubank Senior saying, I'm not touching this, man. You're going to get yourself hurt. But as a trained man, Eubank's the favourite as well. All this just going in, whatever emotional connection Eubank Jr. has left with his dad, hopefully not enough that it affects him. Hopefully there's not much there left from Eubank Jr.'s side, because this guy's doing too much right now. We're a week out now, and I got $80, $100 on the line, man. 100 large universal credits on the line here, man. We can't mess with that. You messing with my shmoney, Senior. You messing with my shmoney. That's what you doing. That's what I see coming now. You messing with the shmoney. We don't need this right now. He going in there. Yeah? He going in there. With or without your old ass. He going in there, man. Yeah? It's the young dude's time to eat. That's what you had your time, man. 100%. It's not all got to be about you, man. He getting in there. And this is what he's supposed to do. Ben wants it. Give it to him. Too much talking about weight classes and just kicking up a fuss. It don't need to be a fuss there. Get in his corner and ride it with him. Anyway, here's the bars from Senior. Going in on Junior.
Junior, you're smashing an egg against this guy's face. I taught you that. I didn't teach you that. Who taught you that? Did Karen teach you that? Who taught you that? That's disgraceful. I'm gonna stand in your corner. You must be mad. You must be mad. I would never be in your corner. You're a disgrace. You're smashing an egg in someone's face, and then you're trying to justify it. There's no justification for that. There's nothing noble about that. Seconds out. You're welcome.
Okay, and the reason this one hit me in particular, it's the venom. Before, Eubank Senior was saying, I'm not being involved with their clown show. Now he's coming along saying, you're a disgrace. I'd never be in your corner. That, it seemed venom-filled, one of them. It's vicious, right? I just don't think... Listen, man, he's not on the street somewhere smoking crack. And he's called Senior. Hey, my name's Chris Eubank Jr. I'm down bad. I'm smoking the rock. Hey, Dad, you got $100? That'd make sense. You're a disgrace. You dirty nitty. Yeah, you're a disgrace. I'll never give you £100 to get your light and your dark game on. Yeah? You ain't going to summer house with mush money. Yeah, never mind Deshane. There'll be no Deshane with my money. That's what it won't be. Right, we get that. This scenario, where's the venom coming from? I guess the argument is, well, he lost his other son. Yeah, which is going to have your butt twitching. One's gone. How many has he got? 2 or 3? I'm not sure. However many. Either way, even if you had 100. Well, I guess it probably is a bit less. If you got 100 and you lost 1. But either way, he hasn't got 100. He's got 3. That's 30%. So either way, whatever way you look at it, losing 1 is going to take a toll. In as much as your risk aversion to losing another one potentially. So Conor Ben can't punch though. He can't punch. I don't know what the hype's about. Like I said, if Eubank was getting in there with Beterbiev, and what I find odd is, Eubank Senior the other day on his channel was saying, if Chris Eubank Jr. wants to make anything of his career, he needs to fight Canelo. Yeah? So, he can't be that scared. Because, listen, I don't even think Canelo would do Eubank serious harm. But if someone was going to do someone serious harm, it'd be Canelo. So you can't say two things are true. You can't say, oh, yeah, fight Canelo, but don't fight 147-pound can't punch pen. Really? That's sweet. Yeah? Is Eubank boiling down? Is he not boiling down? He's been at 160. He's been in IBF limitations with a 10-pound rehydration clause. And that ends in the morning. They weigh in the morning and they can put weight on. Obviously, it's not ideal, but listen, man. Listen. It's Conor Hen. I believe, worst comes to worst, Eubank can just stand there like a heavy bag, like we've seen many times before. And just 147-pound man can't create the force. Hen couldn't get the 150-pound jobbers out of there his last two fights. Couldn't cause them no problems. No knockdowns, no stoppage. Eubank's another weight class and a half above them 150-pounders. Much more experienced, much better. So the worst comes to worst, Eubank just stands there like this and it's a stinker and he loses on points. That's the absolute worst case. Hen can't punch, man. He can't punch. So what are we doing this for? Why is he making such a scene? Is he kind of implying that, oh, I don't want Ben? This interview was filmed at the Michael Watson, not press event, but it was some sort of charity shindig. So is Senior trying to reach out and say, oh, I don't want Conor Ben to get hurt? Again, that's him and his dad's responsibility. Your responsibility is to your kin. Conor Hen knows what he's doing. Nigel knows what he's doing. Your business is to your son. And on that basis, I can't see why you're doing all this. You can kick up a fuss. You can berate your son in public. This was a berating before, yeah, when the whole father versus son stuff was going on. I didn't really mind listening to it because it wasn't personal. You're a disgrace. I'd never be near you. I'd never be in your corner. It's just a bad look, honestly. Sometimes, again, if your kin or anyone in your family or anyone of your friends, there's certain actions they can do and you have to say, you know what, you're on your own. Yeah? This isn't one of them, though. This is not one of the... I don't even know what he's doing with this. This is the fight game. And Hen signed up for it. Yeah? He is a man of free will. God gave us all free will. A lot of these man, Eubank Senior himself likes to drop biblical bars. It's free will, man. Oops. Busted. That's what he gave us, man. So if a man has his own determination, that's what Hen wants, that's what Eubank wants. You have to sit there and let the gods... If you really... That's what I often question these faithful man. Yeah. Because if you really believe in God, which I'm not saying I do or don't, I'm in the middle. It could be there, it could not be, oops. But yeah, listen, if you're one of these biblical man, then you'd know God's got a plan, right? And if it's your son's turn to get Johnny bashed, or I'm not saying that's the case, but you get the point. Yeah, if you really have faith, there's people who can have faith who are getting bombs dropped on them. Yeah? So if you've got true faith, it shouldn't matter. You say, listen, man, it's up to the gods now. And you'd think with the warrior's code and them kind of warrior spirits, he'd be saying, I endoweth this to the gods. Yeah, that's the play here. Zip your mouth, suck it up, get in the corner, and duck and jive for Massa Hearns. No, I'm joking, but listen, support your son is my base case in this scenario. Especially when we know Eubank Junior and Senior, apple don't fall far from the tree, they're both quite egotistical, but to be fair to Junior, he's basically come out begging, man. Let's play the video. Here we go. This is from Piers Morgan. He's basically saying, I'd love my dad in there. I'd love my dad to be there like Nigel's there with his son. Here we go.
If he's watching this, what would you say to him?
I'm here. I'm getting ready for the biggest fight of my life. If you want to be next to me, like his father next to him, we can do it together. If not, no hard feelings. I'll get the job done for you, don't worry about it.
Do you love him, your dad?
He's my old man. It doesn't matter if I don't talk to him until the day I die, I'm always gonna love him. He taught me everything.
If he's watching this, what would you say to
heard that
him?
from Chris. Now, again, to be fair to my gambling coins, I don't think it's going to bother Chris. I think Chris is pretty based. He's 30. When you get to a certain age, certainly 35, I think, I don't know though, who knows what's going on in his head, but he seems pretty bad. Listen, Pops, listen, old head, listen, Unc. If you want to carry on bugging out all in the video, like Suge told you, man, 20 years ago, all in the video, man, woo, woo, woo. If you want to keep doing that, that's cool. I'm going to get this work, man. I'm bringing this body home for us to eat. That's based. But at the same time, I mean, he's offering an olive branch there. He's not said, listen, man, fuck that old dude. He don't know what he's talking about. He could have been, in this day and age, he could have been super duper disrespectful with it. The way Senior been talking. Hey, man, fuck that old head. He washed up. Do you know what I'm saying? He's sitting there saying, please, Dad, look, Nigel's there. And then it's kind of, it's just a bit awkward when you got Connor Hen saying, yeah, my dad loves me no matter what. And I'm not saying Eubank Senior doesn't love him. There's an argument, well, it's because he loves him so much. He doesn't want to see him hurt, / he doesn't want to see him. I think Eubank Senior said one of his biggest regrets was hurting Watson. So, as a father, he may be thinking, I don't want my son, either way you look at it, I don't want him to get hurt. He's not going to get hurt though, so it's not coming from that angle. He must be saying, I don't want my son to hurt Ben and be living with that for the rest of his life. At the same time, though, the viciousness of it. But I guess if that's a cause you really feel strongly about, who knows the pain Eubanks felt. So if you imagine you've been living with some pain for 40 years since the Watson fight, and you're kind of imploring your son, don't do it, man. But come on, man. Come on, man. They're going to do it anyway. And the day, I see both sides here. I can see how, but it's not that bad. Like I said, he's not doing something buck wild. He's not doing something buck wild. This is the fight game, and Henry wants it. There's also another clip here. Eubank on Piers Morgan. Here we go.
I still hope he's there on the night, just like his old man will be.
Do you think he will be?
I honestly don't know.
On the relationship with...
So you get there it is again. Hope he's there on the night like his old man will be. So that's telling you that Eubank Senior, he's not blind, but he's obviously recognising. And this is the kind of fight it should be. There should be both parents there. I don't know what. It's a complex situation, like I've explained. Who knows what's going through his head? But this wasn't it. Either way, coming on, jumping on the video like this, man. This wasn't it. Let me replay it one more time.
This guy's face. I taught you that. I didn't teach you that. To them. How could you do that? I know you have, 2 children? How could you do that to them? Because they're going to listen to you and they say, well, if Dad does it, then I can do it. Junior, you're smashing an egg against this guy's face. I taught you that. I didn't teach you that.
The whole smashing the egg thing, man. I mean, it's the fight game. Again, I don't know. Who knows what's going on in the seniors? Junior did say that since they lost Seb, he's been tweaking more than normal, which makes sense. So it's... And I remember at the time when after Seb passed away, there was a lot of videos and Eubank was coming out this geek. But you see them videos, he's coming out like just doing a mad thing. So Eubank told Juniors who told us already that it seriously affected his dad, obviously. So I think this is probably some expression of that. Can we excuse it? I'm wondering, do these cats have any contact? That's how it feels to me, like they're not talking. And Junior did say, if I don't speak to him again, that's fine. So it's almost like they're not even in contact. Either way, this isn't it, is the point. Yeah. Senior should go there, lay his case. If you're a really concerned father, you don't do all this internet rubbish. Regardless of the questions being asked, you say, listen, man, that's family business. Yeah. If you've got personal bars like that, you're a disgrace. You do that in person. It's not for the internet, really. When you start getting vicious with it, you can... Listen... When Eubank Senior had an opposing opinion, and he was saying, listen, I don't think it's right, blah, 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 that's one thing. But proper venom, say that to him and then zip your mouth, in my opinion. Because it just looks bad. It's like Eubank Jr. is having to fight 3 people now. His own dad, Connor Hen, and Nigel Benn. I just don't think... I wouldn't want my son going into battle. Listen, if I had a son, yeah, and he's a grown-ass man, 35 years old, and he's making the choice... to get in there and do what he's doing. I want to be there. I want to be there if it's his night to travel, right? I don't want to be sitting watching TV thinking, oh, damn. So either way you look at this, even if let's assume that Eubank Senior is worried that Ben might get hurt or Eubank Junior might get hurt. I want to be there if my son gets hurt. I want to be there if he hurts someone. Bottom line. Because there's no going back. If you really have these beliefs that something's going to go bad, God forbid it's your son and you was being all P. Diddy with it in the video. Oh, wait there a minute. Because you'll be sorry then. That's the truth, right? You can... Regrets. You have to live with them. So the question is, will Senior regret doing all this? And if his prophecy comes true that something goes wrong and you're like, oh, the last thing I said to my son was that he's a disgrace and I'll never be near him. Because you, never mind Michael Watson, that'll probably, right, trust me, that'll burn you more. If something happened to your son and the last thing he remembers consciously was you airing him out on moody radio raccoons seconds out, you're going to be sorry then. Never mind Michael Watson, you'll have a whole bunch of regret then. These are the things we have to ponder. Not my business, but I think it's fair to say, given the analysis I've dropped here, this ain't it, man. This ain't it. Bottom line. Anyway, people, listen, Eubank, man. Junior, let me tell you something, Junior. The light-skinned man, we got you. The light-skinned universal credit dons, man, we got you 100 large on this one. We got 100 large government credits on this, man. Don't mess it up. Seriously. Now, on a serious note, spiritually, man, I got you, man. We got you on this. We come too far now. We come way too far. Yeah? We come way too far for Pops to be hating. We come way too far for Conor Ben's eggs to be hating. We come way too far. Conor Ben's too small and he can't punch, man. We come way too far. We come way too far for this. So block this out, and I believe Eubank's base enough. Block this out. And if anything, try and it sounds cliche / it sounds like a movie, but try and harness this energy. Yeah? Harness it. However, again, you can always say that, right? Oh, harness it. But people have done it before. Not the exact circumstance, but who was it? Tyson, what's that cat's name? His mum died. That was his Buster Douglas. And he harnessed it. This isn't the same situation, but the same. Do it in spite of. Yeah, my mum died. I'm doing it in spite of that fact. My dad's hating. Yeah, he been sipping the haterade. I'm doing it in spite of that fact. And let these men know what time it is. And then hopefully, when it's all said and done, and Conor Ben's okay, Eubank Junior is okay, and he's won, he'll say, "What was you?" Eubank Junior can go there and say, "What was you whining about on TV for?" Yeah, all silly looking. Now, if it goes the other way, then obviously we'll never hear the end of it from Senior. But the bottom line is, you can only in life dealing with grown people. Eubank's not 16. He's not 14. He's not 12. You have to give everyone their own determination, and at the same time, as long as it's not completely buck wild, like the whole summer house bars, you have to just be there. Yeah, be the consistency, the consistent strength. And Eubank Senior's got wisdom as well. He could be given that side of the game. I don't know why he's taken this hater route for, to be honest. Hopefully we don't find out why he was taking the hater route, if that makes sense. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. No doubt about this one, people. Stop it. Bash.